6 years from now, one of these two owners of Lexus ES350 and Genesis G80 going to write a repair check for close to $4,000. Based on what dealer service records for both models are already showing, the other owner isn't. Same price range today, same size, same luxury badge on the trunk, and yet one of these cars is going to quietly drain your bank account in a way the other simply won't. But the financial gap isn't even the part that surprises people most. The part that surprises people is how much this decision comes down to things that have nothing to do with horsepower or badges at all. Getting in and out of a car sounds like such a small thing, until your knees start reminding you it isn't. Reading a dashboard at a gas station at 9 at night sounds like such a small thing, until you're squinting at buttons you can't quite make out. One of these two cars was clearly designed with that reality in mind. So here's what's coming. We want to look at exactly what breaks first on each of these cars, and what it actually costs to fix it once the warranty clock runs out. By then, you'll know exactly which one is the smarter buy. Here's a number most dealerships won't put on a brochure. The Genesis G80 gives you nearly 4 inches more headroom up front than the Lexus ES at 41.1 inches compared to 37.5. That's not a small difference. That's the difference between ducking your head every single time you climb in and simply sitting down the way you would in your own living room chair. If you've ever gotten out of a car and felt your neck catch, or banged the top of your head climbing into a low-slung sedan, you already know why that number matters more than horsepower or trim badges ever will. But headroom is only half the story, because getting into a car isn't just about the space once you're in, it's about the motion of getting there in the first place, and this is where things get interesting. The ES sits lower and sleeker, which looks elegant in a showroom, but a lower seating position generally means more bending, more twisting, more effort on your knees and lower back on the way in and out, whether you're heading to the grocery store or driving 3 hours to see the grandkids. The G80 rides on a longer wheelbase and a slightly larger overall frame, and this next part is more subjective, but it shows up in owner forums again and again. Many G80 owners describe the seating position as easier to settle into without that awkward drop and twist motion the ES sometimes requires. Now here's the part that catches people off guard. It's not just about the seat, it's about what's around the seat. Door width, door swing angle, how far the door opens before it gives you a clear path in or out. These details rarely show up on a spec sheet, but they show up constantly, in every parking garage, every driveway, every tight spot next to a shopping cart. And this is exactly the kind of detail that doesn't reveal itself on a 15-minute test drive around the block. It reveals itself 3 months in when you're loading groceries in the rain. Lexus ES350 owners spend an average of $468 a year on repairs and maintenance, with only a 6% chance that any given repair turns into something severe. Genesis, as a brand, sits at $565 a year, with a 14% chance of a repair being severe, more than double the Lexus number. That's not a rounding difference, that's the gap between a car that rarely surprises you and a car that, once every so often, hands you a bill you didn't plan for. The Genesis G80 comes with powertrain warranty that runs 10 years or 100,000 miles, compared to the Lexus at 6 years or 70,000. On paper, Genesis looks like the safer bet, the company willing to stand behind its engine and transmission for nearly double the time. But a longer warranty only protects you from what it covers, and it says nothing about how often you'll actually need it or what happens the day it runs out. This is where the real math starts to matter. If a Genesis owner is nearly 2.5 times more likely to face a severe repair than a Lexus owner, that warranty isn't erasing risk, it's just delaying the moment you feel it. And when that moment arrives, whether it's a transmission issue, a turbocharged engine component, or an air suspension part on certain trims, out-of-pocket repair bills on modern luxury sedans routinely land in the $2,000 to $5,000 range once you're past the coverage window. Lexus has one of the largest dealership networks of any luxury brand in North America, which means parts, loaner cars, and service appointments tend to be close by no matter where you live. Genesis is still a newer brand, expanding its footprint but nowhere near as dense yet, especially outside major metro areas. If you live somewhere rural, or somewhere the nearest Genesis service center is an hour or two away, that's not a hypothetical inconvenience, that's a real logistics problem on the exact week your car needs attention. So the warranty length looks like peace of mind on a brochure, but the frequency of severe repairs and the distance to a service bay are the two numbers that actually determine what ownership feels like 5 years in. For years, The Lexus ES was built around a touchpad-style controller instead of buttons or a touchscreen. A small trackpad on the center console you had to use blind, without looking to select anything on the display, and it became one of the most criticized pieces of technology in the entire luxury sedan class, with automotive reviewers calling it genuinely frustrating to operate while driving. Lexus knew it too, which is exactly why the newest 2026 ES throws that system out entirely in favor of a much larger touchscreen. But here's what matters for you right now, today, shopping in this market. If you're looking at a 2024 or 2025 model, whether new or lightly used, there's a real chance you're getting that older touchpad system the one owners spent years complaining about. Meanwhile, the Genesis G80 ships with a 14.5-inch display, more than double the size of the standard Lexus screen, and gives you a choice in how you interact with it, either by touching the screen directly or turning a rotary dial down by the gear shift, so you're never forced into one method that doesn't work for you. And here's the detail that actually matters most for daily use. Not the size of the screen, but what's still a physical button. Genesis kept real, physical knobs and buttons for climate control, meaning you can change the temperature or turn on your seat heater without taking your eyes off the road or hunting through menus, something Lexus has increasingly moved away from in its own dash design. This is exactly the kind of feature that doesn't show up in a showroom pitch, but shows up every single winter morning when your hands are cold and you just want the heat on now, not after 3 taps through a screen. You're not choosing between one car that's simple and one that's complicated. You're choosing which kind of friction you're willing to live with. A touchpad that took Lexus years to admit was a problem, or a rotary dial placement that occasionally has you second-guessing which knob is which. The Genesis G80 earned the IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus Award for 2024, the highest rating the Institute gives out. The Lexus ES350 earned the Top Safety Pick Award that same year, the tier just below it. The difference between those two awards comes down to one specific thing: headlights. To earn the plus, a car's headlights have to rate good or acceptable across every single trim level. No exceptions, no upgrades required. The G80 met that bar on every trim. The Lexus didn't, which means depending on which ES trim you drive off the lot with, you could be looking at headlights that the industry's own crash testing body considers less than adequate for genuinely seeing the road ahead of you at night. And if you're someone who's noticed your night vision isn't quite what it used to be, or you've started avoiding certain drives after dark simply because headlights on older cars never seem bright enough, both cars come standard with blind spot monitoring, automatic emergency braking, and lane keeping assistance. So here's the honest tally so far. Lexus protects your wallet. Genesis, at least on this specific safety measure, may be protecting something even more important, which is your ability to see clearly and stop in time on the nights your eyes and your reflexes need the most help. Whether that trade is worth the extra repair risk we already walked through is a real question, and it's one we're about to answer with the numbers that actually decide it, the ones tied directly to your money. After 5 years of ownership, a Lexus ES350 has lost 42.1% of its original value. A Genesis G80, over that same 5 years, has lost 54.1%. That's a 12 percentage point gap. The Genesis G80 typically starts thousands of dollars higher than the Lexus ES to begin with, which means you're not just losing a bigger percentage, you're losing a bigger percentage of a bigger number. Insurance follows the same pattern. Multiple insurance comparison services report that the Lexus ES350 costs less to insure per month than the Genesis G80, which means the financial gap between these two cars isn't a one-time event at the dealership. It's a monthly, recurring cost that shows up on a bill for as long as you own the car. If your goal walking into this decision is protecting your money, minimizing what you spend over the years you own this car, and making the choice your future self will thank you for when it's time to sell or trade in, the Lexus ES isn't just the safer financial bet, it's the clear one. If you've been sitting here doing this math in your head, waiting for me to circle back and tell you the Lexus wins across the board, I'm not going to insult you like that. The truth is more honest than that. And at this point in the video, you've earned the honest version. On money, there's no real contest. Lower repair costs, a lower severe repair probability, better resale value, cheaper insurance, a lower starting price. If your priority walking into this purchase is protecting your savings and minimizing what this car cost you over the years you own it, the Lexus ES is the answer, full stop, and calling the Genesis a financial mistake in that context isn't an exaggeration, it's just what the numbers say. But somewhere back in this video, we found something that money can't fully answer for you. Nearly 4 inches of extra headroom that changes how your body feels every single time you get in and out. A screen and a set of physical buttons that might mean the difference between a relaxed drive and a frustrating one. If maximizing your safety margin on the road matters more to you than maximizing what stays in your bank account, choosing the Genesis knowing exactly what that choice cost you isn't foolish, it's informed. Not telling you which badge to put in your driveway, but making sure that whichever one you choose, you're choosing it with your eyes open instead of getting surprised 3 years in by a bill or a blind spot you didn't see coming.